Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to FTW Philly. It's been one exciting ride this season as we introduce you to the ever-growing world of esports. We took a look at the players, the tournaments, and the people powering this exciting industry. We talked about everything from weekly boot camps to professional championships. We gave you a deeper look into the many facets that cover this vast gaming industry, as well as the opportunities being created through it, not just for companies, but for the individual gamers as well. You have students getting scholarships for esports, individuals going pro and competing full-time through sponsorships and funding, and even have gamers building full-on careers for themselves within the industry. As we approach the end of the year and the end of the season with FTW Philly, let's look back at some of the stories that were told along the way with a few local casters and gamers to help us recap our season.
This segment is brought to you by Dietz and Watson.
And we are live inside Lincoln Financial Field. It is time for the Philadelphia Eagles Club Championship. So happy to have you along with us.
So right now in the Eagles locker room, we have the final four contestants of the Madden 20 Tournament Championship. There's no better place to play than at the stadium, and not only at the stadium, but in the Eagles locker room.
You put nerds and jocks in the same place? Why would you ever do that?
You're playing in the Eagles locker room. You're playing Madden for money in the Eagles locker room.
Okay, I think that's weird. I ain't gonna front. I think that's strange. Don't put me in a locker room. I know I would be like, you want me to play here? Did you Febreze it?
Honestly, probably still would smell better than most esports tournaments. I don't know about Madden. FGC definitely. I know the stank is a thing in the FGC. I think this would have really been better if you just had a guy changing in the background, just very casually going about his day, putting on his pads or taking off his pads, even better.
Can we next? I wouldn't want to be up in there. I mean, if the money was right though. I mean, if the money was,
We're going to be crowning an Eagles Club champion here. They're going to be getting this chain, and they're going to be getting some money. And they're going to get a chance to win $100,000 at the club championships.
The drip, the drizzy, the drizzle.
Oh, see, that sounded like the money was right. So since the money was right, I guess I would have been there, but I would have complained after I won. Make sure I focus, win, then complain. Make sure you get your priorities right. Priorities.
Yeah. Henry, a lot of people think he is the #1 player in the world.
There's a lot of pressure on Henry. People are calling you the phenom of Madden.
I really came here because I thought the division was pretty easy. I'm not really much of a trash talker. I definitely think I'm the best, without a doubt.
My little man right here just came through just looking swaggy, just came through with his jersey on, just handling business, his little mustache going, just ready to rock.
And Henry is your Madden NFL 20 Philadelphia Eagles Club champion.
Just to be able to take home that drip, baby. Just be able to take home that big old chain. He could wear it out to school, you know what I'm saying? Even people are like, wow, you won the Madden tournament? He's like, man, I don't get time to talk to you. I gotta go back to practice. Talk about practice.
I got this. Gave me a chain. It means everything that I get to represent the Eagles, though. They've done me right here. Everything they've done is amazing. A little heavy, I like it.
And if you want to get on them sticks from Madden, you know where to find me. Albuquerque, far away.
We are back here at the Gamers vs. Cancer. The American Cancer Society brings this to you today. Like I said, Gamers vs. Cancer. I like our odds.
We just really wanted to bring the gaming community together in the fight against cancer. This is a first for the American Cancer Society. We are really blazing the trail for the organization. Today, we're really leaning in on the streaming portion of the event.
Kevin, best of luck to you. Congratulations on 7 years, you said, right?
7 years. We're always trying to bring the fight to cancer, and what better way than to play Smash Bros. Where you're fighting against each other and at the same time fighting against cancer.
The American Cancer Society obviously did that event, but they've been doing more and more as well as they realize not just how many people are watching, but how passionate those communities are. Then when you really point them in a direction, you say, look, we're gonna do something cool for a good cause, amazing results happen.
What? Who did it?
That was a $1,500 donation?
Sheesh.
Oh,
thank you. Whoever did that, thank you so much.
I remember when we got the first big donation, I was like, all right, we're on our way.
Even if it's $100, even if it's 25, what doesn't matter the amount of money, it matters that you have that heart of charity to be able to help other people, because as gamers, I think we've all been in a situation where maybe someone has helped us.
My friend Richie, he was one of my great friends back then and still is now. Video games were definitely a great asset. Super Smash Bros, that was pretty much our game back then. He still wouldn't let me win, so that goes to his character.
When he put the controller in his hand, he was a normal kid. He wasn't somebody who was sick. Him smiling and laughing and, having little jokes here and there, you knew that helped him just a little bit. And if I could help just a little bit, that was enough.
So many of us grew up knowing someone whose only outlet was video games. When you can take your mind off of the pain you deal with on a daily basis because you can get engulfed into your favorite game, just being able to spend just quality time playing video games with your friends can really help a kid's life, an adult's life, whoever's in the hospital.
I'm currently 7 years out since my transplant, cancer-free, so that's a huge milestone for me. He told me about this excellent event that they're running with the American Cancer Society. He asked if I wanted to be a part of it, and I just jumped on it.
Being able to pay that forward to some of these people who need it now is one of the best things that video games can do.
I actually have a really personal connection with cancer because I lost my mom to pancreatic cancer 2 years ago. And whenever I see the gaming community rally around something that's so close to heart, I know you can see some tears coming to my eyes a little bit because it does mean so much to me, and it's really wonderful to see the community coming together for a good cause.
This segment is brought to you by Lebanon Valley College.
Before coming to Drexel, there really was a smaller program here. I'm the captain at Drexel for Hearthstone, and since then I've been helping to recruit more and more players. Satchel, he's a new player, he's pretty decent, so I wanted to make sure to get him onto our A team right away. It's a lot of work, just like any other sport, to practice and work together for a common goal. It's a card game and every decision matters. You can't just do whatever is the first thing that you think of. We're a team for a reason. So, sitting there and focusing and communication, those are the big traits that we work on as a team.
Hearthstone is one of those games where, as a card player, you know that you've got some RNG elements and you've got a ton of skill. And these kids here, amazing team, love it. I just need to help them with like a fashion makeover. I need to help them. I can help them out, get them a Hearthstone shirt.
It's a hard game. I went through all the tutorials and everything. I was like, all right, I'm all right at this game. I can hang. I went up against someone that actually knew what they were doing. We're not talking about it.
Okay, so it's minions, it's spells, and it's you put down to 0. Okay, so this is kind of similar to like a combination like fighting games and League of Legends. I know what spells are. You do them to hurt people. I know what minions are because of the league, kind of. And I know how to get people down to 0 because I'm a winner in fighting games. What?
As much as it is anyone's game, there is a little bit of a talk going around saying who's going to beat us this year, but we're trying to challenge that and take back the trophy again.
There's a prize pool of $5,000, so that is definitely a pretty big incentive, and just getting our name out there in Hearthstone.
To be honest, if we win and we take this home, I'll probably just put it into my savings account, maybe use it to pay back some student loans at the moment.
Can you imagine telling someone 5 years ago that your plan to pay back your student loans was to win esports competitions? Hey mom and dad, I need to take out loans, but it's fine, I'm gonna make it back. We're playing a card game on a computer, it's gonna be fine.
Playing for thousands of dollars. If you'd have told me when I was 13 years old that I could have just been playing cards for money and scholarship money, I would have never gotten a real job.
At the beginning of the matches, we're all kind of nervous, but as we're going through, each of us are kind of calming each other down, making sure that we're not overthinking anything, we're not taking anything too quick. We're all just trying to take our time.
When you're in a position playing in the finals of a card tournament, it's like a library.
We just all looking at each other, trying to do the math.
Yeah, but the mouth goes. Wait, hold on.
Yes,
wait,
just
for 2.
And you don't want to talk too loud because you don't want the other person to hear you, especially when it comes to esports. So it's this weird game of like telephone, so you're like whispering like, hey.
Wait, does he have another? No, he has another. He has another. He definitely does. Oh my god, guys. Yeah? Yes.
And then he like whispers back to you. And it's just like Mean Girls the whole time.
Guys, I'm gonna throw up. When it hit us, we did it, and it was just amazing.
Yes.
Going undefeated and then losing in the grand finals, I think, is an emotion that a lot of people can relate to.
We did chip him down pretty low in that last game. It was probably our closest one out of all of them, but they just played too many healing things, and we're just able to recover from that, and we weren't able to.
All right, guys. Can I do it? Can I not do it?
Yeah.
I don't do it?
No.
When you get so far and come up just short, it's heartbreaking. It really is. But you got to use that as a foundation to better yourself. I have confidence that they will be back.
I always tell people that if physical sports like American football, soccer, and baseball are games of the body, these are games of the mind. It's execution. They are mathematical equations you're running in your head in milliseconds. You gotta know the frame data, you gotta know the matchups, you gotta know the character. There's so much time and thought that goes into this.
I know that stooge. Forget him. So the fighting game community, they call it the FGC for short. It's where we play fighting games. Tekken, Street Fighter, Pokken Tournament, Super Smash Brothers, but we don't talk about them.
The key to any good fighting game, you have to be able to lay the smackdown on whoever it is all the time. And you have to have a good scream, and you also have to have that good mean mug, right? Like, you can't just be like, hi, that's so nice. You have to be like...
I'm a Street Fighter player, but I've played a few fighting games. I've been playing with the purpose of winning since I was 12, and then I've been playing offline with other people since about 16, 17.
You get some of the best players on the East Coast that come down for Tekken. As I know it right now, it is myself and Reflex Sunny in winners finals, which is two very defensive, patient players.
Commander, we go back and forth. Sometimes he wins, sometimes I win. When like there's two good people, it's only about who make good decisions, who make better decisions, who's punishing properly. He's not one of those guys you might want to just put him on the side. He's really good.
I think it's a really welcoming place. It's definitely one of the first places that I felt really comfortable being my full self. It just kind of allowed me to be more or less myself and embrace myself. And really, the FGC is all about how well you play, your drive to get better, and your determination. So it's kind of a melting pot of different people.
It's really cool because it doesn't matter if you're black, white, female, whatever. People just get up and just yell in your face. I mean, it's just crazy to think that you've got maybe a 10-year-old yelling at a 30-year-old about how much of a scrub they are. That is the keys to FGC, is talking crap, and it's beautiful. It just makes me so happy.
Okay, so there used to be a lot of trash talk, right? And then now that people are starting to see that there's big orgs, there's companies, it's kind of cooled down a little bit, but I mean, I've taught trash. In fact, honestly, every monthly that I win, I've taught trash at. So, yes, there's still trash talk.
A lot of what you see is the player hitting the opponent before the opponent can hit them. But as the player, there's a lot of numbers that goes into it. There's a lot of understanding the opponent that you're playing. There are mind games.
You put me on the sticks, and it's just an embarrassment to my family, my culture, everything. But you really have to work on that mean mug.
I grew up a Pokemon kid. I'm the same age as Ash, so I grew up on, red, blue. Once the game dropped, it was all of a sudden, it was everybody was just around you on their phone, playing Pokemon Go.
Literally, you just look to your right, look to your left, and you see people playing the game. And the second you saw them playing the game, you're like, hey, are you playing Pokemon Go? And instantaneously, you were friends.
Oh my God, Pokemon Go, it's my favorite game.
Oh my God, wait, the walk around? No, that's not it. That can't be it. The way you go around and get the... Oh my God, I played that. Okay, yeah. It's been years. That's the cool thing.
Pokemon Go is a mobile game where you have to interact with real-world waypoints and people in order to participate in the game.
You create a trainer, you choose one of your first starter Pokemon, and then you start adventuring through the world to catch more Pokemon.
You really have to go out there. That's why they call it Pokemon Go.
Pokemon Go gave us world peace for a month, and I will never stop being grateful for that.
It was blazing. People were getting hit by cars and stuff. It was crazy. Anyway, yeah, because they would walk out to the street to get the Pokemon, and then they wouldn't look at the street. I didn't do that. I was smart.
I was in a play at the time when Pokemon Go came out. We were on lunch break, and me and two of the other lead actors, we literally ran outside to get to this Pokestop. One of my college professors was there with her son too, and she saw us running out of the theater, and she was like, "Oh, Frankie plays this game too." It was great.
I have traveled the world. I've been to Ukraine to catch Pokemon. I've been to Mexico City to catch Pokemon. I was on the top of a pyramid in Mexico City catching Pokemon because it's important to collect them all.
When Pokemon Go first started out, PvP was not introduced. 2 years later that PvP does get introduced, it completely changed everything. It became from just a gathering game to a competitive scene.
We went to the World Championships in Washington, D.C. earlier this year, and they had Relicanth everywhere. I still have some to trade away, so come add me on Pokemon Go.
Many people who were kind of used to sitting at home and playing games and really only interacting with people through the online experience have developed these friendships and relationships with their fellow members in their communities.
No matter where you go, you will find someone else doing the same thing, and I kid you not, there was another person in Mexico City on top of a pyramid catching Pokemon with me. It's true.
That Philadelphia fire that you see at every single Phillies game, the reason why we always cheer and mostly boo at Eagles games, that can be translated over to esports really easily. And I can't wait to see how that plays out here at Grand Finals.
The biggest Overwatch event of the entire year was in my backyard.
The fact that it was held in Philadelphia, no better place to be.
Being a fan of esports it's amazing. It's like a total different experience from being at home watching TV to being here live at the event. Completely different atmosphere.
Once you're there, it's just amazing. Just like you're in a crowd of all these people who like the same things as you, even if you don't know them. You just make friends really easily.
The thing that impresses me the most about the Overwatch fanbase is that it draws from a very wide and diverse range of people in a way that I don't necessarily see in other esport communities.
Everyone and everything. You have all different types of walks of life, and I think that's the really beautiful thing about Overwatch and video games is it brings everybody together, no matter who you are. I remember walking into the stadium and just seeing how set up it was for Overwatch specifically, and I cried a little bit. I shed some tears because that's a special moment you don't get a chance to have too often in your life.
This is going to be one of the most epic matchups in Overwatch League's history. So, I think we can blow the roof off the Wells Fargo Center, because this is our moment. This is our time. So I'm going to ask you one more time a simple question. Are you ready?
We couldn't have asked for a better matchup. Yeah, I mean, these are the two best teams throughout the Overwatch League season from start to finish without question. The season started with a Stage 1 finals matchup between these two where the Vancouver Titans take it. Now we get to wrap up the season with them again.
Trying to explain esports to somebody who doesn't know anything about it, the easiest thing to do is to just show them a photo of a stadium and they instantly understand.
If you give people good gameplay, the crowd will respond in kind. Give me a game. Give me the best of the best duking it out for supremacy. And it comes down to the last shot. It's why we love Rocky so much. People love a good underdog story. People love competition. When one finally emerges victorious after a hard-fought battle, man, it's electric.
We're at the top of the pyramid of an incredibly competitive structure in the league. You know, if you kind of look at it on some level, we're the little guy here. We're just a bunch of guys who love playing games, and we were able to put together the greatest team we've ever had, and I'm pretty sure the greatest Overwatch team anybody's ever seen. And that's a massive accomplishment. So think of us as you know, a bit of the underdog coming in and, you know, beating the Yankees and beating the Cowboys and taking our place hopefully for a lot of years to come and build a dynasty here.
When you put Philly fans in any sort of competitive environment, even though we weren't in the finals, we'll do backflips though, even though we're not even in it. Can you imagine if the Fusion were in this? That little kid that was getting held by their parents, that little kid would be screaming and yelling at our opponents. The San Francisco Shock would have nothing on the fans from Philly being able to go just buck wild when we can actually go ahead and get into that final.
When I found out that there was a show about esports in Philadelphia, I was like, well, it's about time. You know, esports, I've been saying for a long time, is a pretty big deal in Philadelphia.
I was really excited about FTW Philly. The fact that esports is getting attention, it feels like this has been long in coming.
When I heard that there was going to be a television show in Philly that was about esports, I was like, how do we capture the real heart of Philly? How do we get someone here just to boo people? Just so you get the full feeling of what it's like to be in sports or esports in Philly.
Shows like this, opportunities like For the Win, opportunities that just exist in Philly, all these things allow upcoming esports players who are in Philly and surrounding areas to feel more encouraged.
It's a really exciting idea just to take esports content, to take this world that we know and love and sort of expose it to a broader audience.
And there you have it. FTW Philly comes to an end. We hope you've enjoyed this exciting ride with us. Esports is here to stay, and Philadelphia is doing so much to ensure the growth and success of it. Whether you're an avid esports fan or have never picked up a controller, don't hesitate to reach out to your local community and see what gaming tournaments or events are happening near you. I'm Marissa Magnotta signing off, and this is FTW Philly.